Hi, I'm Nguyen, a wrestler at Granada High School. First of all, I would like to thank Livermore-Granada boosters for giving me and other student athletes of Livermore a chance to compete for the scholarship to help with their college tuition. I was the last kid in my family to start wrestling and only gave it a try because I didn't want to look back later in life and regret not sharing a love that my siblings also shared for the sport. When I first started wrestling, I didn't see myself becoming a high-level wrestler. It wasn't until my freshman year that I started envisioning myself as a high-level wrestler, and I saw the NCS and state placer board in the Granada wrestling room and knew that I wanted to be part of it. After my sophomore season ended with me placing third in NCS, I continued wrestling with our club and competed at freestyle state. There I ended up taking fifth, and this was not the result I was hoping for, because in order to qualify for the national tournament in Fargo, North Dakota, I had to take top 30. Although I only placed fifth, I was able to petition in and was selected to be part of the team, but I had my doubts. I wasn't sure if I was good enough, and I was nervous to go because I would be with new coaches and a new team. I was reassured by my parents and coaches that all the work I had put in was enough, and there was no consequence in giving it a try and seeing how I did. I ended up not only going, but placing and becoming an All-American. Pushing myself out of my comfort zone taught me to be willing to take risks, taught me that to take risks is the only way to success, and without risks, I won't be successful. I ended up placing fourth at one of the top tournaments in the country, and coming back as an All-American raised my expectations for myself for future tournaments I was competing in. I wanted to be the first girls NCS champion and two-time state placer for Granada. I had a good run at NCS my junior year and accomplished my goal of being at the top of the podium. I went to the state tournament as seeded fifth, and my dreams didn't seem too far out of reach. I ended up going 2-2 and placed top 24 just like my sophomore year. Not seeing any physical growth from the previous year made me doubt my training and the work that I had put in. I decided that there was no benefit in doubting myself and that one bad performance didn't define me. Last Memorial Day weekend, my family received a call from CAL FIRE that my biggest role model was missing. My brother was swimming at a local Chico dam, celebrating his college graduation in the summer weather. In true Johnny fashion, he did a backflip off the dam and never resurfaced. The next few weeks were difficult, and I went back to school only a few days after the accident, trying to act like everything was normal. I relied on my faith to help me understand and process his loss, and I bought into the belief that God needed my brother for something bigger and better. Thinking about death in a more positive light allowed me to process and understand my grief. Since my brother has passed, I tried to live like he would, and by taking in every moment and living life to the fullest. My final season started like the previous with a lot of success. I was full of confidence since over the summer I went back to Fargo and became a two-time All-American. In preparation for state, I decided to wrestle down a weight class, which meant all my time was either spent in school, the gym, practicing, or sleeping. I was going through a lot of difficulties mentally and physically, and I felt really isolated because I didn't think anyone else was going through what I was going through. I found that the only person I wanted to talk to was my brother because I knew he would understand what I was going through since he's been through it as well. I found that writing him letters with my thoughts, questions, and doubts made me feel connected to him and less alone. I would imagine him telling me to remember my goals and why I set them. While at state, I kept talking to and thinking about my brother, and I knew that he would be proud of me for how far I've come, no matter the outcome of the tournament. Knowing this released all the outside pressures and eased my mind, allowing me to just wrestle my best. By the end of my high school career, I accomplished two of my goals by becoming the first girl at Granada to be a two-time NCS champion and a state placer by finishing 8th. Although it is the end of my high school career, I'm proud to continue wrestling in Connecticut with Sacred Heart University, one of only 4 D1 women's wrestling teams in the country. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my journey.